Beer 30 Live, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you for downloading. A happy week. I'm Pete Wright, sitting here at the long banquet table. I don't know who else we were expecting, but this is a good location here at McTarnahan's Tap Room, sitting around the table. Who do we have on the show this week? Marco Kennelly-Ullman. Kennelly?
Yeah.
How long have I known you? I still can't pronounce your name.
I have trouble, too. Kennelly-Ullman.
And there's a dash, but in the wrong place.
Yeah, so it's not hyphenated. The first name's hyphenated. The last names aren't.
Yeah, the last names.
Yeah, names.
Yes.
My parents were hippies.
And they have many consonants paired.
Yeah, it's like...
double N, double L, double L.
It's like spelling Mississippi, but as a Polish-Irish person would do it. K-E-N-N-E-N-N-L-Y-U-L-L-M-A-N. I just go by K-U for short. That's fine.
All right. And also joining us, we have fresh from the racetrack, sporting no injuries other than his dignity.
That's like a video game.
The Goog.
Very cool.
Matt Googler. How you doing, Matt?
I choked.
You choked on the 7.
That's all right.
Did
I'll
it
be back.
You'll be back.
The video was fantastic.
The video was awesome.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about that in a second. Also, mean old Uncle Kurt.
Yeah, somehow that's got stuck on me.
Well, it stuck to me.
Mean old Uncle Kurt. I should work out a little signature snarl or something.
You're just mean Kurt to me, not old.
Just not old.
Just mean.
And Ted Strand. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Ready to drink some beers, guys.
Ready to
Let's
drink some
have a
beers.
cheers.
Here's a toast. It's Beer 30, everybody. Happy Friday.
Raise them up.
And again, special thanks to the tap room, McTarnahan's Tap Room. It is a Pyramid Brewing Company. They put up with us in the corner here and feed us lots of really outstanding fries.
For a fee.
But what is...
Is it Pyramid or Portland?
What?
Portland Pyramid, Tap Room, Brewing, McTarnahan.
No, we don't want to get into that. It's too confusing.
I think we should spend a little bit of time talking about the Chipotle tacos.
That was the next thing on the list.
Oh,
I think
sorry.
we now have adopted, all of us I think have adopted, maybe the best food ever, Mother's
I love
Milk.
that item. Very much.
With the Cthulhu sauce. What is that?
I still got the heat in my mouth.
Oh, it's good. Man, it's good. What happened this weekend, Matt? Tell us about the big race.
Yeah, that was awesome. The big race was good.
Yeah,
It was sunny. You wore a strap on, right? Wow.
you wore the strap on.
You had the strap on, huh?
I don't know if I'm comfortable talking about the strap on.
In
We
this
got
company?
The right. Yeah. The helmet mounted camera. So that's posted.
Yeah, we have that up on our website, which is in a state of disaster right now, so stay tuned. The website's going to come together as we start putting stuff on it. But we posted it it's on the front page of the website. You can watch Matt. Matt, tell us about the race.
It was awesome. I mean, the weather worked out beautifully. There were probably 20 other bikes on the grid. It was super fast. Times were as good this first race of the year as they ended up last season. So it's going to make a fun season for sure.
Can you? So I'm watching this thing, and I found that I'm sitting in your head, right, because of the strap-on camera.
You're mounted right on my cheek. That's
On
right
your
where
cheek.
the camera is. Yep, my right cheek.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So strapped onto the cheek.
I'm sitting there with you on your cheek, and I'm feeling the speed. And as people pass you, I found myself wanting to punch them in the face.
I also feel that.
I wanted to put a stick in the tire.
Yeah,
Totally.
Well, these are all buddies. So
well, they can't be that good of friends.
well, I don't want to put stick in the tire.
No, but
I'll
punch
do it
them
for
in
you.
the face
It's
is
a log
okay.
on the fire. Every time someone goes by you, you son of a bitch. I will.
Can you do the Tron thing out of the side of the wheel or
Yeah,
something
do
like
they
that?
do that?
That'd be cool.
James Bond did that too.
The bikes do actually get together. The old touch. You see in the video
Bumpin's
like
driving.
it's close.
Bumpin's
Like
driving.
it's close.
Really close. Yeah, I had sweaty palms watching that. I was gripping the table.
The neat thing about it being on the helmet is you're seeing exactly what I see.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they'll have them mounted on the bike, and then you only see what the bike sees, which kind of a lot more vibration and everything else.
Right.
This little camera is cool. I mean, it's got an internal micro SD card, so it records everything in the camera.
Yeah.
It's got a built-in mic, and built with like aluminum and
Yeah, it's a pretty sturdy little thing.
Sturdy little
tube
thing.
camera. It's pretty
I didn't hear any expletives while you were out there, so you must have been enjoying it.
well, I edited those out. So, I mean, honestly, like what goes on is like there's so much wind noise that you can barely hear the engine. I mean,
Yeah.
so, like I brought all that sound out and then put in the music.
How close do you get to the other race? I mean, you say you bump, but like in general, when you're passing, like how close are you? Because there were times I'm watching you on that turn by the fence, and I thought you were going to lose your head.
You're 24 inches away from somebody. I mean, you're 2 feet away sometimes.
And how fast are you?
Front straightaway about between 120 and 130. And that back fence, you really are right by that fence. I mean, you're 2 feet away from that fence.
And now, are you hitting your knees on the ground on the turn?
It actually, I wore out a complete set of sliders that weekend. So they just repaved Portland International Raceway.
And it was a beautiful day, too.
It was a beautiful day, and so the traction is really high. When you first start riding, it's this like really big deal. It's like when your knee touches down, you run back and show everyone, look. But now, I actually need to keep my knee off the ground some more. So the bike was grinding on the ground. It actually started, after the race, my buddy ran up and he's like, "You were scaring me, man." I was like, "What? You know I'm fast?" And he's like, No. He said, "There was sparks trailing out from behind your bike." And I'm like, "Oh, that's not good." And you look at the side of my bike, and it's burned through the bodywork, and the actual pipe has been ground along the ground.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's not good at all. It's bad.
Bueno.
It's bad. So that means there's no more, I mean, those are the hard bits, no more suspension. So all my lean angles used up, which means I can't get over anymore. So I need to get my ass off the bike more. And when I can do that, you stand the bike up, it gives you more tire surface, which equals more grip. So if I don't change my riding position, ultimately what will happen is it'll lever itself off the ground. We don't want
You'll
that.
have a slingshot action.
It'll make for a good video. We don't want that.
Not that good. Not that good.
Not that good. My last beer third.
How long have you been riding?
I've been riding.
Racing. How long have you been racing?
This is my second year racing.
Awesome.
Second year, yeah. You just get into it. Like I've always loved motorcycles. I've loved everything on two wheels. Like in college, my parents wouldn't give me a motorcycle for sure. They're paying for books. And there was someone that lived in my apartment building that had a motorcycle. And it was all clapped out bike into there, but I'd still like creep down and sit on it, pretend I was riding.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
In college?
Oh yeah, I'm a big idiot.
6 months ago.
So anyway, that was the first purchase I made right after graduation, like before couch or anything else. I got a bike.
You can always sit on that.
I had an apartment and a motorcycle, and I didn't have anywhere to put it. And you think about that after you get home, you're just like, here's my new motorcycle. So I managed to wheel it through the front door of the apartment into the living room, and I sat around and looked at it. And then you got to get around, and so I moved it onto the back deck. And the apartment manager drove by and saw a motorcycle sitting on the back deck, which I'm sure is against every fire code ever. So she's
You're like, I can ride it out of here in emergency.
Yeah, she
Pop a wheelie.
It's the gasoline in the tank. She's like, you can't have a motorcycle on your back porch. She's like, I'll give you a garage to keep it in. So it worked out for the best.
Nice.
Yeah, it worked out well.
That's great.
Well, that's awesome. That was awesome to see, and we want more videos of you. And I'm sorry about what happened on the seventh lap, because you did the first 6 pretty darn well.
Did the lap change or something?
Yeah, that course shifting around.
I don't mean to bring up a sore spot.
Let me see if I can answer that. Number one, I suck. Aside from that, honestly, what had happened, so that was the second, these are 12-lap races, and that was the second race, and it started getting tired.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one little lapse of concentration, and that's it. So when you watch that video, like, it only took, I mean, it's within 6 inches, once I started going over that patch, you didn't have enough time to correct. So the best thing to do is just ride off the track.
Yeah.
So did you disqualify or did not finish? Or?
No, I got back on the track and actually made up one position.
Well, I saw you like went off the track and like through like the back area of the
It's
track.
that
And then, like,
ambulance back there.
you took a right and then you're like,
back
oh,
there.
okay. It's like
They
kinda-
stopped me and made sure they were like, everything fine. Okay, get going.
You're like
No
racing.
blood. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Medical.
I edited that out. It's not so interesting for the fans. Anyway,
When's your next race?
it's in May. It's like the second week of May. So they'll do them each month. They take July off, and it'll end up in October. We got so lucky it was sunny. I mean, it's usually
Riding
raining.
in October?
Yeah. And April's the crazy one. I mean,
Now
it's
put
rain
you
or
right out.
shine.
Are you riding?
And racing.
Really?
Yeah. They have different tires, but people get out there, and there's a lot more people that end up sliding
It's a little
off.
sketchy, yeah.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, clicks will be up on that video for rain weekend, I guarantee.
So did you get points towards the season? Or?
Yeah. Every race you do, you get points towards the season. Yeah. It's cool.
That's awesome, man.
That's fantastic.
Well, thank you.
What other news do we have of the week? Marco, you are on call. We got to talk about that, man. Last time we got together, it was pretty embarrassing.
How far along is your
wait.
wife pregnant? Oh, she's
Was it-
due
was
any
it-
second.
Yeah. So last time it was embarrassing because of something I said, or just because how pregnant my wife is?
Yeah, because hey, your wife is very pregnant, and so we finished recording, and you a show that nobody will ever hear, and you come out, we're standing in the parking lot, and you say, "Damn, man, my wife called like 7 times while we were recording," and she's like 10 months pregnant.
Yeah.
She's like 2 weeks overdue.
Yeah, she basically has to turn side. Well, she can't walk sideways through a door now. She has to go straight on in. Yeah, she is super pregnant, and the little guy, our son, should be named Cole, or will be named Cole.
It should be.
Should be if all things go well, like he's a boy.
That's going to be so embarrassing.
Yeah. He was supposed to be born on the 15th, which was a few days back.
Tax day.
Yeah, tax
I'm glad
day.
you missed that, actually. That's
I'm
probably
glad I
better.
missed it. Now everyone's going for 420. They're really big on that. They want the 420.
What's the
You know, my
significance?
my son's birthday is 420.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So
Yeah.
So you
most
fired up
popular kid in high school.
Yeah, we
I'll
know
tell you
that.
that right now. He's going to be.
We know like 3 or 4 people born 420.
Yeah, I know. One right after that. Hitler.
Dad celebrates.
Hitler was
that.
born on 420?
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, what we've got now is 2 things are happening. We have a trial induction date, which is the 25th, so next Friday. And then the second thing that's happening is that my wife is in like a ball of rage all of the time now.
Is?
So, oh my gosh.
Or is not.
Is in a ball. Like, so you guys don't ever call our house or stop by.
It's all right. I don't think we've ever been invited.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, if I accidentally were to invite you, don't come over. And if you see her on the street, go the other direction.
She's in a ball of rage.
I don't know what it is. I mean, the thing is we are so stoked about this. We kind of want to get it done.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Christmas. Like that, it's like Christmas Eve.
They
but
won't come.
But that was like 3 weeks ago, and now it's kind of like
Take the decorations
mid-January.
down.
Yeah.
You're always
Like the
day
tree.
before.
The tree is like all the needles are falling off
Yeah.
now, and it's kind of like a fire hazard. That's where we're at our house.
with the ball of rage.
Oh yeah, it's like I've never seen. She's not sleeping. She sleeps like 3 hours a day, but not in a row. So it's like I wake up in the middle of the night, open my eyes, and she's like staring at me. And
Oh god, that's so creepy.
yeah, it's
Does she have a knife in her hand anytime?
no, but
Just listen to a podcast.
yeah. So it's yeah, no, we're definitely stoked. I mean, I was having trouble committing to tonight to do the podcast because I was, I don't want to have to run out, but any day and not a moment too soon. Whenever it is, it's going to be great.
Yes, it is. That is fantastic. So hopefully by next week.
Oh no, next
You won't
Thursday
be
at midnight we are having this this baby. I'm going to try to do Skype next week. Try to Skype in, see if we can work
We
that
can
out.
totally do that. We can figure that out.
We could probably. We're pretty techy guys.
Well, that'll be embarrassing. If you
Yeah.
can figure that out, that'll be That'll be a shame for our egos, but not necessarily for our technical.
All right, so give us a play-by-play, Mark.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Oh no, I'm gonna live blog it too. Don't think I won't.
Of course, and your website, joemoandco.com.
That is, Joe without an E.
Mo without an E.
Yeah, yeah, I can't spell that good.
Is it Co without an E too?
Yeah. So it's just J-O and M-O. I started live blogging the stuff with like my eye surgeries. My last 2 of those I did. I had a lot of fun with that, so I'm gonna try to do that if she lets me. She kind of doesn't like stuff in her face, like a camcorder, which is going to be there. So,
do you know what you need for this event?
I do.
The strap-on.
A strap-on camera.
Oh, dude, you got to loan me that.
And the helmet. That'd be awesome.
And the helmet.
Because if you have a camera, you will need a helmet, dude.
You need the helmet. For safety, dude.
I could give the strap-on 2
2
weeks. Dude, eye safety is not a laughing matter.
It has a shield.
It is now.
You're good.
It is.
I bet you I could give our OBGYN the freaking head cam. That would be awesome. That's the POV you want.
Oh my God, that is so
Let's make
terrible.
this happen. That's a reality now. The POV at that. Cool, yeah. So that's kind of my next week.
I'm stunned silent with the brilliance of that idea.
I wonder if I could mod like a backpack or something to put it in, so she just wouldn't even know.
Oh, yeah.
You're right,
I can
because
already
that
link
makes
to
for
it, too.
that makes for memories and litigation.
Yeah, that would be legal.
Give me a box of Kleenex.
That'll be great in your divorce proceeding.
No, she's cool. She usually chills out about that stuff like a couple months after.
After she forgives you.
After she lets you back in the house.
No, there wouldn't. That's not true. There's no back in the house.
Well,
I haven't been in the house in months.
in all seriousness, it's going to be a great event.
Yeah.
And so we look forward to it. Are we doing refills here? Is that what we're looking for? I don't know what I had, but I would like another one of it. Thank you.
Anyone else need anything?
No, I think we're good.
I think we should have ordered like 30 beers just to sound like Cheesemo.
Well, we've already had 30, so
No,
we
you-
only need a few more.
Those were talking.
So that's what beer 30 means.
What does anybody else have a story that could compete with either of those?
Oh, man.
Losers on the other side of the table,
Yeah,
but
you
the
frame
three
it
of
like
us.
that.
Bring it.
I got a lame story. All right, so I don't know if you guys have like seen the story going around town about like relationships between a guy and a girl and going out and dinner. There was one story that I found that was basically a woman kind of writing this diary, analyzing all these feelings about her partner, and he just seems so distant, and I don't know what's wrong, and then 2 hours later another journal entry, and I'm really starting to worry that there might be problems in our relationship, and then another couple of hours later, and it just goes on and on and on, and I can't do it justice. You'd think I'd be able to do it justice because of the punchline I'm going to be coming up with, but so and then they go out to dinner, and he just really seems distant, but I really think that I might be able to make a connection, and then later on it's like, and we made love, and I'm so relieved, and I'm so glad, and so very, very long, just kind of drawn out angst. And then you read the guy's journal entry, and it was like, Saints lost, bummer, at least I got laid. And that was the whole day. That was the whole day. Just kind of a point, just kind of between relationships between guys and girls, and that exact situation.
It's all about the sex, is what it comes down to.
Well, that exact situation minus the sex, but with all the analysis and everything, that exact situation played out for me this week in my dating life, except I was the chick.
Oh, man.
God, that's like a kick to the nuts.
Yeah,
That's
sucked.
really...
I'm hyperventilating a little bit.
Can you carry that bag after you're done?
Oh, my God.
Man. Was that internet dating though? Because we talked about the secret show
the
from
unheard
last.
show,
Yeah,
yeah.
that there was some internet dating going on. Was it an internet thing? to
Yeah,
start
it was
with?
an internet dating thing.
Well, to be fair, I mean, you really are the
Playboy of Portland.
Playboy of Portland, right?
Ladies,
I mean,
yeah.
you really are the consummate expert in the field.
Maybe I should put my spreadsheet up on the site.
I mean, it's just to have those kinds of experiences with the breadth and, dare I say, depth of your experience is it's really it's a blow. It's a blow to all of us who have been even close to your stature.
That's all that I have to say about my dating life this week. But we will have more detailed stories in the future.
I hope so.
You know what we should do? This is just coming to me right now, so let me flesh this out a little bit.
Oh, there's a good time for it, right?
Yeah,
while
right
we're
now while we're
doing the
recording.
show. Yeah.
I know that at least one person listens to this podcast.
Oh no!
Who is not sitting at this table?
But she's married. But she might know somebody. So we should have like a contest.
Oh my God!
You see where I'm going with this? Mean Uncle Kurt date.
Yeah, hey, that's it. There's something.
This
to
really
that.
takes me back to my senior year of high school when my band teacher launched the Kurt Siffert prom watch.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh yeah,
That's hot.
the Kurt Siffert prom watch. Yeah.
What does that look like?
As
Exactly.
I am having flashbacks right now, and it's a little traumatic. So
You can't talk
I
about it.
can't talk about
All right,
it.
well, that's a bad idea.
Well, it totally actually leads into our question of the week, our table question of the week, and I think we should just jump into it, and maybe we'll do the news in a little bit. So the question of the week, this is the big, it's happy hour, this is the beer question of the week. Do you know where your ex-girlfriends are?
Dun dun dun.
all of them
I
are
know
just
when
like
you
a
do.
couple.
The best ones.
Because there was that.
You can
stint
define
in the Navy.
You can
man.
define best however you want.
They're on Facebook.
That particular question of the week hit me on the way in, and I'm just interested to know: do you know where your best ex-girlfriends are? Who would like to begin?
Not my best ex-girlfriend. I mean, the most recent one that I refound, her name is Jan. She is someone that I asked to prom in high school.
Did you rekindle?
No, but I asked her to prom in high school twice. She said no both times.
She's like, I don't want to mess up that prom watch. So.
Yeah, it would be premature. And but she was very sweet about it. She told me the only reason she was saying no is because this guy that she really thought she loved was going to ask her, and he did ask her, and they were engaged. They ended up engaged and involved for very many years. She's actually married to someone else. I found her on Facebook. She lives in Canada, and she has very big hair.
That's Canada
So
for
it
you.
sounds like not a big lot. Wait, no, that's
This hasn't changed much from the 80s.
yeah.
Exactly.
You know where yours are, Ted?
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly today, but a few years after we broke up, she was the one that I went out to Boston with. She would.
You moved to Boston.
Yeah,
with
I
this
moved to Boston with her, and
So this was like 10 years ago.
this is like 8-10 years ago. Was the last known whereabouts of her? She was making hacky sacks on the beach in Baja. And so outside of that,
Upward
I swear I
mobility.
haven't seen her, but I swear every time I see this little
How do you-
blue Corolla come zipping by me, I'm like,
You get
"All right."
palpitations?
Yeah, a little bit.
I would love to do that someday.
I know.
Just go make a hacky sack. Is that
It's
what
a
you're
tough
striving
job.
for?
I
all
mean, you
of a
would
sudden?
never be without a hacky sack. I mean, you could hacky 24/7.
There's benefits to every relationship. That's a key one right there.
You know, there's some talent in the stitch on the hacky sack too.
I'm going to take your word for it.
Is hacking still really a thing to do?
No, I think that was
Only if
I think that was. I think
courthouse.
now it's like if you're on a beach making hacky sacks, maybe that's your thing. But
Yeah.
pretty much it doesn't extend beyond that.
I'm sure there's like an organization or something.
She has like
down to,
10,000 hacky sacks in her apartment.
She's like, man, I can't offload these things.
And
Really, ever since 1992, it's been a downturn. I don't know. I just keep making them.
it's all the market. I gotta weather the bad market. Another 10 years.
The yo-yo came back, okay? It did. I have like 7. I love yo-yos.
What about you? Where are your exes?
I don't know about best. I kind of don't like any of my ex-girlfriends.
That's why they're your exes.
That's all I'm saying.
Put in the one that can. Go ahead.
So, turns out there's an ex-girlfriend of mine named Jenny who's actually been in my life a lot in the last 14 days. We were taping our fake show, and she walked in to the bar 2 weeks ago, and then she found me on Facebook yesterday. So, yeah.
Facebook is really the big reconnector.
It feels weird, too, like, becoming her friend on Facebook. It's because I mean, she's, I don't know. I just, like I said,
Kara-
ex-girlfriends. You don't, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna
There's
do?
a-
You
there-
wrote on a wall.
They're all over the place.
I did. I was like,
You didn't poke her.
no, there was no poking. I was waiting for that. I
Now
set
let's
you
let
up
a
like
man
30
on the
seconds
way.
ago for that, and you just like let it pass by.
Did you poke her?
I wrote on her wall, and then she wrote on mine today, and I didn't answer. I let it go. So, yeah,
Wow.
that's it. That's all.
That's it? That's all you got?
I
Have some pretty lame
this is how I break up with a girl. What? We're breaking up? You're dead to me. And then I never talk to them again. One time, I saw another girl. She gave me back my loom, and then I was like, "Cool, I'm dead with you now forever."
So there are two.
Now you're
there are
dead.
two.
yeah, I got my loom back, and
Wait
I
a
was
minute.
done,
wait a minute.
dude.
There are two very important questions we need to address there. First of all,
What's a loom?
she broke up with you, and second, you had a loom.
Yeah, exactly.
That was. I don't want to really talk about this one. This is the one that made me bleed.
Can you make me a rug?
I gave the loom. It was actually my mom's loom, but I really.
Oh, sure it is. They're always your mom's loom once people start poking. Are you kidding me? You had a loom.
I did. This is a
Man
different-
up.
This girl was named Kelly. She was from Vermont and had a degree in women's studies with an emphasis in textiles. I was like, all right, let's get a career out of that, okay? And turns out she was a waitress. And
She knew nothing about
mean, man.
And I just there was some serious looming going on. She liked to knit and make textiles. So
Socks?
no, she made me some scarves.
Ties were in back then.
Back it was like 3 years
were in
ago,
back
dude. I was in college.
Loom had a tie for me.
As long as it had a keyboard built in, I'd be set. No,
I got one of those.
Loom me a keyboard tie?
Oh man. Yeah. So she gave it back. I said she was dead to me, and then
Did you
you
actually
got your
say
loom
that?
and then I was like,
Have you ever actually said you're dead to me?
no. Well,
Well, he thinks about it.
no. I don't think it was. It was more like we'll never talk again. Like
Yeah.
it's done. Like I just don't make a habit of talk. Like this chick that got back to me on Facebook. That's probably the first time I've talked to an ex-girlfriend since like high school when I was in the halls with them every day and I had to see them.
All right. See, now that brings up a really big question. When I first, I've been married now almost 9 years this year, right? So, better part of a decade. And early on, this was a big deal in our relationship. Do you keep friendships with your exes? And you clearly do not, Marco.
No.
They are all dead to you, and may as well be.
My wife doesn't either. We just don't do it.
You just don't do it. But
We're not
your
very friendly
wife doesn't
people.
either.
No, not really.
Not that you know of.
It might depend on like
What
how
the hell
long.
is that supposed to mean, dude?
Log into Facebook.
I had a guy at work 2 days ago ask me if I was going to DNA test Cole when he comes out. And I'm like, should I whoop your ass now or
Wow.
when we step outside?
Did you know my wife's a minister?
I know.
What the hell?
Oh, by the way, my wife's a minister. But
Yeah, okay, cat's out of the bag.
You know, it might depend on how long you date. I mean, it seems like, I'm in my mid-30s now. I'm still getting away with saying I'm in my mid-30s now. But, most of the women I meet, they're all friends with, like, tons of exes. And I think it's just because after a while you get so many exes that...
Just
Oh, when
run
you're
out
as
of-
practiced.
You run out of people to date? Is that what
I don't know. It's like those are the only friends you got, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't used to think so. Do you keep in touch?
No.
Nothing?
they're dead.
They're
dead to me?
I've
Dead
tried,
to
and
me.
then they eventually fail.
Yeah.
Matt, where are yours? And do you keep in touch?
I'll be honest with you.
You got like 7 girlfriends right now. All exes.
I think most of them hate me with a white hot rage.
I can see that.
I have none. None. No Facebook. Not even on Facebook.
Not even on Facebook. They don't know where
I'm
you
not
are.
even poking anyone on Facebook. No one. No. That's fine.
Why is that? That surprises me because you're a congenial guy. I can imagine saying,
Well, you
we
haven't
broke
dated
up.
him.
We
so.
broke up,
Not
so
recently.
I know, we're not going to be, dating anymore, but I'd really like to try to be friends.
I really like your car.
I
So.
can pretty much guarantee that conversation never happened. Ever. It's kind of like, yeah, I haven't really talked to her at all. Oh, yeah, that was Christmas weekend, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good time. You got to do it after Christmas. So you
I
should
don't
do
have
the-
any pictures. I have nothing. Nothing.
That's
What's
smart.
No history.
I think we should clarify this because I don't know.
like
What's
you're a
your
spy.
current status in relationships? Married,
Oh,
single?
I'm married.
I think we're-
Yeah, it'll be like 8 years this August.
Nice.
Well, that's why this is. I'm really surprised that
We keep in touch on Facebook too.
Your wife?
Do you poker?
My wife
Only
won't
on
join it.
Facebook. Yeah. That's why it works so well.
I love you, honey.
Actually, she's awesome. She spent the weekend at the track, so we need some alone time now. She's had too much mat time.
Yeah.
she said too much mat time.
Oh, believe that.
You should get her pregnant. That helps with that.
I don't. Oh,
No.
I'm joking.
stunned silence. Well, I've got. I had. I don't keep in touch with mine really either, and it was only until recently that I started. I don't know why I went through the process of like researching, but every now and again you get nostalgic. You find a picture and you start wondering, where are they now?
Otherwise known as stalking.
Yeah.
Well, that's only thanks to Pictures Plus now the internet. Once you have those two things,
It's not stalking, it's Facebook.
stalking is now quite possible.
I'm going to
Once-
Facebook you.
It's it made me think of the first. I'll tell you what happened is my son was 2 on 420, and when my wife was pregnant with him, we were having him up at the Oregon Health Science University up at OHSU, and I had to drop off some paperwork there, and was wandering the halls of Castle Hogwarts. The hospital up on the hill, and I was totally lost and didn't know where I was going. I was wandering by some elevators, and boom, there's one of them from 10 years ago. We dated for several years, and she works there, and she was on her way trying to find the parking lot, and actually had to walk me out of the hospital. I couldn't find my way outside of the hospital. She actually walked me out. And we tried to, we got together about 3 weeks later, and we tried to get together and have coffee. And we actually did successfully have coffee, but it didn't take. She's married. She married a guy with older kids, and they now, she's a stepmom and works at the hospital and is kind of, she hadn't changed a bit. Looks exactly the same. It just didn't take. There just was nothing there.
What's weird is I went down to 23rd, and I ran into Rich's, so the cigar shop, and I walked out, and right across the street, 23rd, they have like outdoor seating. I don't remember the name of the restaurant.
Mexican joint?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. They had so it was outdoor seating, and I walked out, and I put on my helmet. I was sitting on the bike, and right across the street, I'm like, I know that person. And so I sat there for a minute, and I had the helmet on, and I'm in it's broad daylight. And I sat there, and I'm like, that's my old girlfriend. Like, I haven't seen her for 10 years.
Right out of there.
Yes.
So I went to, I sat there, and I'm like, I know exactly who that is. I haven't seen her for 10 years. Like, she looks similar, but like I could see 10 years of road miles on this person.
Yeah.
And not so bad, but 10 years, you look different, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I just snapped the lid down and started up and rode off.
That's what
Like,
It was not worth it.
Did you ride a wheelie, though? Did you ride a wheelie away?
No,
That would have been perfect.
nothing. It was
Did
like
you ride down the sidewalk?
there's
and all?
absolutely, I thought about it. I'm like, you could walk over there and say, hey, how you doing? And all this.
Dead.
There is no benefit to me doing that.
Yeah.
It can only cause trouble. Like, it's only pain. So I actually went home, and I was like, Connie, is this the weirdest thing? Like, I saw an old girlfriend from 10 years ago sit down on 23rd. She's like, did you go say hi? And I'm like, no. Like, I got no interest in saying hi.
That was a test. You know that, right?
But I honestly, I'm just...
Your wife sent her out there.
I must have passed.
At what time was it?
But it really, it's like, it can only be problems. Well, we don't do this.
I had, I have 2 stories based on that. The first was my wife has an ex for many, many years. And she's, both my wife and I were from Colorado, and she went to college in Minnesota. And her, years-long college boyfriend, moved around the world. Kira, my wife, moved around the world. Everybody moves around the world. And we all end up in Portland. So does this ex-boyfriend. Ends up being a Portland police officer. And turns out, one of the coolest guys.
Really?
He's an awesome guy.
Was that
have
after you sent you to the clank?
Yeah, I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than imagining that, right? That I'm going to get pulled over by Officer Rob.
Man, I imagined that. I imagine getting pulled over and being like, "Hey, are you my godson's mother's ex? Can you get me out of this ticket?"
Well, he is an awesome guy. I like hanging out. He's taking me on ride-alongs, and frankly, it kind of weirds my wife out a little bit. Because now we are better friends than they are. Yeah.
And that's good.
It is good. If you're going to be friends with an ex, make sure you pick the cops.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you want to be close to.
They can definitely help out.
The other one was a gal I dated in college who, right after she and I broke up, because we graduated and went our separate ways, quite literally, she moved to Bern, Germany. Bonn, Germany. Shaved her head and became a lesbian. Right after me.
After you?
Yeah, I was her entree
I could see that.
into it.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened more, Pete.
That's great. Well, I don't actually know that it hasn't.
So we should start a page. PeteFlipsum.com.
But
I'm going to register that right now. People can just go and, put stories about Pete. That's
well,
hot.
she is now. I did find her. She actually made something of herself. Is now an attorney in Denver and is quite successful.
Does she have hair?
What? She actually has hair, and it apparently grew back exactly like it did. But it was one of those really crazy stories, right? I get this. It's like 2 years later, after she and I had broken up, and she was back in the States, apparently, because I get this call from an old college friend. He's like, "Hey, did you and so break up?" I was like, yeah, a long time ago. I said, because I just saw her, kissing a girl on a street corner, and she's bald.
Yeah,
That was my welcome home.
That was me.
It was really quite creepy. No, I can't. I mean, I don't have any either. I've tried to make friends. I can't do it.
I just don't. I think I'm with you. I don't know where the long-term benefit for it would be.
Yeah, I agree.
It's only trouble, brother.
Yeah, it totally is. But the interesting, my wife is the same way. What did you go talk to her? See, my thing is when I see an ex-girlfriend, I do the, whoa, my shoe's untied, or that bus that just passed me is my bus, or let's just look at the ground, because I don't want to even make eye contact. And
That's why that.
We're welcoming additional people to the table.
it's a huge table. We should point
It is
that out.
really a giant.
It's like 30 feet long.
Welcome to the table. Thanks for joining. All right. Well, that's the question. We have spiraled on the question of the week, but well done, gents, for holding your own and not making friends with your exes. That's very important. Powerful statement for mankind everywhere.
Or at least dudes.
We're running a little bit long. What do we have to talk about that's hot this week?
I got to tell you one thing.
Tell us. You've been aching for this. I don't even know what it is.
No one's heard of this before. Okay. Anyone here bowlers?
No.
Good.
I have bowled.
I have bowled.
Yeah.
Good. So same as me. I have bowled, and when someone suggests let's go bowling, it's kind of like, oh shit.
Like, really?
Yeah. But then when you get there, it's okay.
Yeah, gets a lot of beers.
Yeah, you get beers and that. Well, so in class last night, so I'm teaching this
You
class.
teach? You
I
teach?
teach at
You're a
University
teacher?
of Phoenix. A guy is getting ready to turn pro bowling
Pro bowling?
Here in this town.
in town, and
I didn't know you still did that.
apparently you can go pro bowling. And so the best part of this is he brought a couple bowling balls for us to look at in class last night.
Well, of course he did.
I didn't realize that you can buy scented bowling balls. The bowling balls.
Scented balls?
Scented balls. There's a million jokes that'll go along with this. So he brought in balls, and he's like, this one is cherry chocolate. So, no.
Are you
Hang
serious?
with me, dude.
This is.
So,
I know where this is.
somewhere.
I
no,
don't
this
know
is
where
true.
you go
This
with
is
it.
Why don't you
true.
taste my salty cherry chocolate bowl?
By sweaty balls.
I'm just amazed.
So everyone in class is smelling his balls. And we're passing the balls around. I swear, there's cherry chocolate ball. The other one was like some kind of winter fresh smelling ball.
Winter fresh. Nice.
It was fresh too. These smelled like these. This smelled
Why? That's all I
good.
ask.
This
Why?
was a good smelling
Why?
ball.
Why are you smelling balls?
I don't know. Well, I'm getting paid to smell balls, so I'm that kind of guy.
Now, to be fair, the balls, they get sweaty. With use,
This is the best idea ever.
Okay.
that's who you want to be, is
Somebody's-
that guy. The guy who comes up with the sweet smelling
I
balls.
Can
am
you
a
imagine waking
scentologist.
up in the morning? You're like, hold on. Give me my journal. I gotta write this down. Chocolate smelling balls.
Dude, it's
Honey,
a-
we're retiring early. We're done.
What in class? Some guy's sitting there and they're like,
Is it like
"What
a
are you gonna
spray?
do with your life?" I'm gonna make scented bowling balls when I grow up.
So I just need a little help framing the business plan
Okay.
around my
Scented balls.
sweet chocolate balls.
Here's the best part. So
Really, it gets better?
There's more.
So this is actually like a name brand ball. Like these are expensive. So you can pay upwards of $300 for scented balls, and they all come out different swirl colors.
Well, yeah.
Well, clearly you don't want just the old black
No,
ball
you don't.
from the alley.
I bet you that's
You
probably-
want
the black alley ball.
You don't want
Or blue ones. too.
No,
You
no
don't want
one's. No one wants the
I think
blue
we're-
alley ball.
that. I think we're getting an explicit tag this week. Just throwing that out
I
there.
would like to add that you have had great restraint this week.
I have a mouth like a effing sailor.
Yes, you
guys
do,
should
and
know that.
yet it was Matt and his bowling story that puts us over the
All right,
edge.
here's
Well-
wait. Let me jump in really quick. Did you know that it's called the PBA, the Professional Bowling Association? It's owned by a former Microsoft executive. Bought in God, I just had this here too. Bought in the year 2000 by Chris Peters. Apparently wanted to own a pro sport, and bowling was cheap, so he bought it. I want to work in a place like that.
And it's
like a
gone
couple $100
downhill ever since. Do you get that? Ever since? Anybody?
and it's
You
gone
get it?
downhill.
Ever since?
That's just my list. Come on now, that hurts. You guys know you've got speech.
So for a half second last night, as the class each took a turn, fondling and passing the ball around.
Were they in tears? Or?
No, everyone's like they
They were
were
just into
blown
it.
away. And for a fraction of a second, I'm like, I would actually like to have a scented ball myself. I never go bowling, but it smelled very, very good. It
in your
smelled as good-
bathroom.
Just
No, hanging from your rearview mirror. Where else do you put things that smell pretty?
big old balls swinging around.
14-pound bowling ball.
Or two of them. Two of them swinging. Two 14-pound balls.
Swinging from your rearview mirror.
You know whose truck it was? That's Googler's. He's got a set on him.
And they smell good.
They smell good.
Forget about it.
It might be easier to call old girlfriends if you had like all these good smelling balls.
A giant set of balls behind the wheel. By the-
It's a line you could use. You remember me?
My God,
My
that's
balls
good.
are scented.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Where do we go from here?
yeah,
Tennis balls?
I really don't know.
You
Ping
know,
pong balls.
racket balls,
You could scent.
squash balls are better size.
Could you imagine getting
they're
hit with a
firm.
racquetball and just how bad that hurts? You
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then
But
you
it would
just like
be so much
if
sweeter
it's-
if it smelled good.
it
Yeah, yeah.
stings, but
giant
it
welt
smells
on your
so
arm,
sweet.
and then your welt smells good for a day. And
scented
you're like,
welt, scented bruises.
that's nice.
Well, I was smelling my hands, and you had some lingering cherry chocolate on your hands. It was good. It was all right.
Man, I don't know
it's
if you
all
should
right.
have said that you teach for University of Phoenix. They might be kind of pissed after hearing this last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
You're probably not going to get re-up for next term.
Where else are you going to go smell balls and get paid for it?
We don't do that at PSU. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I just resigned officially. That's officially no more.
It was awesome.
That's a fantastic story.
Well,
Cherry chocolate.
that's funny because
rain.
talking about talking about chocolate, not so much balls or cherries, just chocolate and chocolate rain. Boeing had this week had a.
That's smooth transition.
That was really smooth.
I didn't really see that coming.
I'm
at
trying
all.
here.
Yeah, that was a transition, a train wreck transition is what we like to call that. I'm sorry.
Now I'm all self-conscious about my transitions, guys. Chocolate Rain meets Rickroll.
All right, this just makes me angry.
Well, the thing about this is, this goes back to the Phantom show. We spent at least 10 minutes talking about the Rickroll last week, which never gets aired.
Which is probably good, because that was mostly my rant, and all you idiots don't get it.
I love the Rickroll.
I know you do, and you were one of the idiots.
I'm a Rickroller.
I
He
know.
gets angry when it comes to the
I get
Rickroll.
fired up about Rickroll. I hate it.
I just love the vision I have is when I send that link through Instant Messenger to Pete of him sitting by himself in his house
Angry.
behind two 20-inch monitors in this big high-back chair with, like,
Blue
$1,000
light
headphones
on his face.
right? And then just, like, freaking out and breaking stuff in his office as it loads up
I
in
go
YouTube.
full on gorilla
Yeah.
on stuff. Like expensive equipment just gets
Yeah.
thrown out the window. And right after the Phantom show, I started getting Rickrolls from everyone. All of you idiots start sending me Rickrolls. Kurt sends me the Muppet Rickroll.
That's good.
Yeah, it was actually pretty
wasn't
creative.
bad.
I got to admit, the Muppet Rickroll was pretty
That one
good.
wasn't bad.
The thing about the Chocolate Rain is that is probably the most addictive song I've ever listened to.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. You hear 3 seconds of that, and that damn song is in your mind.
I went and
for
looked up how to
days.
play it on piano.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, there's a tutorial on YouTube on how to play it.
We need to get that recorded.
No, we don't. We don't ever need that. Are you
We
kidding me?
don't.
That's no good at all.
I could jazz it up. I could jazz
I
it up.
can jazz it up.
I can.
I'm thinking for the Dayton situation with the maybe kind of like a video if you're playing the Chocolate Rain. No, all right. I'm trying to help you, bro. Everyone else is married here. And I just
Hey, we're no help.
yeah,
What else we got? Anything else really good? We're running long on time here. boys.
there is definitely a patent issue this last couple weeks. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, Boeing. Well, let's start with what happened. There was a satellite. I think it was well, actually, I don't know anything about the satellite, but it was falling out of space. Right? It was going to fall into the ocean, and the company decides that, or it turns out that if they would have been able to circle, slingshot around the moon, they could have saved
Like
the
in
satellite.
Apollo 13?
Not unlike or Star Trek, The
Trek.
Voyage Home.
That shit's real.
I would say I just like
Minus the
5
time
different
travel.
Star Treks where they're doing that. That's pretty standard. Like, let's
sure.
go back in time, swim around the sun. So it turns out this company that wanted to
a
save
gravimetric thing.
something.
I've been watching a lot of Star
The
Trek.
chronosphere. I think that's
it's
something with
the
the chronosphere.
chronometric particles.
Chronometric, yeah, with the power couple.
Gravimetrics and chronometrics.
Okay. Nanu.
So they were going to flip this bad boy around the moon. Turns out Boeing patented that. You can't fly by the moon unless you want to pay licensing to Boeing for that patent.
All I gotta say is, I would be pissed off if I was a cow. You can't even freaking go around the moon anymore.
For the record, this is coming from a
That's
drug rep
awful.
that's pissed about patents. I'm just throwing that out here.
That's a really good point.
I'm thinking that's pot, kettle, black. Yeah,
Black.
yeah, right there.
That's nice.
But it's just, it's one of those things where, I wish I would have patented that myself, because I thought about that when I was like 4.
Because your company is working on patenting the sneeze.
The panda sneeze.
Yeah, cute sneezing panda. That's patented. You can't sneeze if you're a panda.
Okay. Have you guys seen the dramatic chipmunk?
No, dramatic look gopher.
Dramatic gopher.
This. We lost.
Okay,
Ed this
I
week.
know it's going down fast.
It's going
and
downhill on this.
I had to throw that out there with cows jumping over the moon. It was good.
Wait, what's this go for? What?
You haven't seen dramatic
Dramatic
look gopher?
gopher. Type that in.
All right, put it in YouTube.
homework-
Dramatic look gopher.
Homework for our
is look up-
members, homework for our listeners.
It is dramatic look over. It's pretty. It's righteous brilliance is what it is. But you know what? We gotta break this thing short. We do have.
Oh, look at the phone's ringing.
Is it your wife?
It's my wife's dad, who's with my wife right now. Voicemail?
It may be.
No, I'll
No,
take it.
you gotta take that. We're muting Marco. This could be live breaking story. All right. Well, anyway, the big news is we do have a website. The website is at beer30live.com. It's a disaster, but you can go there. And we each have assignments to post our bios and get us up there. We'll start populating it with content. We'll get the show up. We'll get the swag links up. You can buy T-shirts. And we encourage you to do so, to show off your allegiance, not to us, but to the act of drinking beer when it's time to drink beer. And
it is time,
It
my
is time to
fellas.
drink beer. Email us at where do you email us anymore? The show at Beer 30 Live.
The crew at Beer 30 Live.
And we'll check you out later, everybody.
Thanks,
Beer 30
Pyramid.
Live. We are out of here.